to go as the Panthers are set to match up with the Atlanta Falcons. The first 2 months of the regular season down. What will the final two bring us as we're off in Week 9? And they will elect to not bring this one out as our first drive will begin at the 25. To the outside, that's complete to Williams. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. It'll be a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll bring up a second and just about a few inches here. Off the play fake. Richmond. Oh, he'll air this one deep for Judy. And that's caught inside the 30. And he is out of bounds, but not before he's inside the 30. A big connection on that one. 38 yards. So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10. Off play action. Richmond. And he'll just get rid of it.
Defensively here, you're facing a top 5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20, because to me that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion. They would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Again, he'll drop to throw. This is caught. Touchdown! A great effort there. His 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Panthers take it right down and score on the opening drive. Extra point right down the middle. And that makes the score 7-0. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. They'll try and start this drive in the air. That's caught out left by Perriman. And he's going to be dropped following a pickup of 7 past the 30 to the 32.
So a nice catch right there. And this receiving core, without their number 1 wideout, keep that in mind. He's inactive this week, though it shouldn't be a long-term absence.
And I would think, partner, that this is where an offensive coordinator believes he can solve the problem by spreading the ball around. Because anytime you lose your number 1 guy, it's obviously a blow to your offense. But it's also an opportunity to say, hey, they can't focus on trying to stop one guy. Keep spreading it around. The last part, each one of those receivers, they believe they're the number 1 guy, and they're ready to step up.
No, he doesn't have it. Maybe some alligator arms there going over the middle. 3rd down.
And 3 yards to go.
to throw here. They'll get this out to Lynch, complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
Normally on third down and short yardage, you're thinking of throwing to your tight end. It's just going to be a simple chain mover. But this time they let him roam down the field, and a nice dart picks up the first down and then some.
So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. They'll look to throw again. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And he's got it. What a catch on the sideline. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. A big play that time through the air. 32 yards.
There's no doubt in my mind that not many guys in this league have had the impact that he's had here in the first half of the season. He's been a big play guy from the word go and continues to be one with another one right there.
From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is into the end zone for a Falcon touchdown. A great play there. His 19th touchdown now on the season. And the Falcons are an extra point away from tying the football game. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT.
And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play.
Each team's had it. Each team has scored. 7-7 here as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go.
Just the one misstep for them in the first half of the season. 7-1 is the record at the midway point. And in terms of whatever power rankings you want to go by,
trying to get it to Williams, but it's intercepted.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that makes the score 14-7. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six, and now the kick is away.
And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And fresh off the pick six, they've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
All comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
It's deep in there, right? Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done.
I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
And they move this all the way down to the 9. A big connection on that one. 31 yards. The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10.
That's out quickly to Bateman.
Nice gain of 8 that time, and it's 2nd and goal.
With these run-pass options, we often talk about a good quarterback and running back. Well, having a talented wide receiver helps also.
Yeah, even coming in 3rd in the discussion, sometimes that means he really should be first, because all you want to do is get the ball in their hands and let them make the big plays downfield.
On 2nd down now, Wooten. And he's not going to push his way forward. He's going to be stopped at the 2-yard line. They're held again, and do we have a goal line stand brewing? It's 3rd and goal. Well, they held him out on 2nd down, and now here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and sneak it here. And he is in. Touchdown, Carolina. It's their quarterback, keeping it himself from a yard out. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. The extra point up and good. And that will tie our score here in this opening quarter of play. This one tied at 14 now as he sends this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And they are trying to create some separation within the division. And look, CD, I know that this is still the first half of the season. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And he's finally taken down, and it's a big gain there on what will turn out to be the final play of this first quarter. So from Panther territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Takes this to the 45. Not much space after that broken tackle. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on 1st down.
And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And he'll take it into the end zone. Touchdown, Atlanta. But sometimes you just got to marvel at how these guys can throw the football. He gave that everything he had, and it was right on the money.
And as that ball was hanging in the air with the receiver streaking downfield to meet it, here in the stadium, you could just sense the crowd thinking, oh, no. And their worst fears were realized as that one turned into a long touchdown.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And he'll decide to not bring this one out as their drive will begin at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team, and that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. That's what we're used to seeing from him right there. Plays like that, why he's number 4 in the league in terms of receiving yardage.
Able to make adjustments all along the way. Doesn't matter where he lines up, where he releases from, working his way into the secondary, figures out defenses and finds weak spots in order to get open.
And he's able to get this one down to the 40-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Oh, he'll air this
this one deep for Judy. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Ashton Davis. And the Falcons are going to have it here at their own 15. He has just been a load for opposing offenses to account for now. 8 interceptions on the year.
I love that number because I always think of center field. You know, when I hear 8, because that's the position you write in the scorecard in baseball. And what do good center fielders do? Take
Catch
away
the
all
ball.
the alleys, right? They range deep and make a whole lot of great catches.
About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller. And he brings it back to right around the 26-yard line. Well, he's certainly not been afraid to take some chances downfield. Now, look, it's paid off for him a couple of times. That time, not so fortunate.
And that's where I want to start, what you said. It's paid off a couple of times. So his aggressiveness has been good for his offense for the most part. So he throws an interception there. No one likes that, but I would not rein him back in. The return on investment thus far has been pretty good. 2 touchdowns to 1 interception.
Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Operating from the gun, Richmond. Throw right side here, taken in by Bateman. And they'll work it inside the 15-yard line before it's all said and done.
I think that's a big pickup for a first down because when you run a drag route against zone, you're sometimes asking for trouble because you might run into a defender.
Yeah, well, there they ran into a first down. Executed it to perfection. They'll run on first down. Wooten. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
Frustrating for a defense, energizing for an offense. Finding a way to create that type of yardage in your running game, that'll make the guys carrying the ball very, very happy.
To throw on 2nd down, Richmond. His pass caught at the 4.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Looking to throw, Richmond. Eluding the pressure right. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. A great effort there with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Panthers are now an extra point away from tying up this game. The extra point up and good. And we are tied here in the 2nd quarter. Couple of teams locked into a good one here. 21 all the score as the kick's away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And last time, 1-play interception. So this offense, they should be fresh.
That's a good way of putting it. And I can't wait to see what they decide to do with play calling. Because a 1-play drive where you throw an interception, a lot of people think the very next time out, run the football, don't give them a chance.
Maybe play action?
I think maybe you go play action, show your quarterback, get a little confidence in him, and let him fling another one.
Escaping the pressure right. He's got a man, complete. And he'll have it past midfield almost to the 40 before being taken down. A big play that time through the air. 33 yards.
That was a fantastic job of keeping that play alive. He had a chance to tuck it. I thought he might.
They work on those situations all the time. This is coached, being able to keep your eyes downfield, keep the play alive, and not automatically run with the football. How about that lesson absorbed, and it turned into a big play?
He's going to go out of bounds, but he takes this one down just shy of the 20.
Well, he was a busy man out of the backfield a week ago. They got the ball early and often. I have no doubt in my mind that he'll be a big part of the game plan here as well.
On first down, Hensley. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown, because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
On second down, Hensley. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they stop it with 28 seconds to go in the first half of play. They'll try and run for it on first and goal. The Falcons going to use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 25 seconds to go here in half number 1. Here's second and goal, operating from the 8-yard line. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. Throw left side is taken in by Stewart. Touchdown, Falcons! A great play there as the first half is winding down. And the Falcons have taken the lead here in the final stages of this first half. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and they will take a 7-point lead. So the extra point good, and the roughing call going to move the ball out to the 50 for the kickoff.
And I think this is a good chance to pin them deep if you can land the kickoff inside the 5-yard line or so. Gain some field position for your defense.
So not much time to speak of remaining in this first half as the kick's away. Marlon Mack ready to return it. And they'll be backed up to start this drive as he's taken down right around the 15. And just 18 seconds remain till halftime as they come up on first and 10. Throwing to start the drive, Richmond. It's caught on the right side, Williams. And he'll be taken down, but they've got this one up to the 35-yard line. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on first and 10. From the gun, Richmond. Over the middle, and that's caught by Kmet. And with just 4 seconds left in this first half, a timeout call.
First and 10 at the 47-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Wooten. And he still has yet to get on track in this first half as they're going to stop him behind the line. So we've reached halftime in a wild first half. We'll take a minute to catch our breath as we'll get you down the coast to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3.
The Falcons back to receive. They've got the lead, and they'll get this football as the second half gets underway. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line.
And Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room at halftime.
That'll go for a gain of 7, and it'll bring up a second down. They'll drop to throw. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. And he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. So they will accept the penalty and move forward. So now a fresh set of downs, 1st and 10 after roughing the passer. Looking to throw. Steps away to his left. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football.
We talk a lot about setting the tone to start the game. Well, you want to start the tone right in the third quarter as well, and nearly lost a football there in their first drive.
And sometimes we overdo it when we talk about halftime adjustments and what teams are going to do. Most of the time, it's just a matter of executing the game plan you brought in. But I'll guarantee.
And this is caught for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there. His second touchdown of the game, his third on the year. And the Falcons will extend their lead. Gonzalez good on the extra point. And the lead now up to 14.
Panthers 21. St. Gonzalez set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And their deficit a little wider than it was at halftime. Does that touchdown a minute ago change the thinking here at all?
I think it does, at least a little bit, because now urgency has to start setting in. You can't go out there and go 3 and out and run the risk of falling behind substantially. But you have to do it without pressing, because pressing, that'll lead you into bigger errors.
Following the incomplete pass, here they go again. 2nd and 10 from the 25.
Check back. One's the mic. Watch one. Mike one. Get that.
Back to throw. Richmond. Throwing over the middle, and it's incomplete.
Well, so far in this drive, they've done some good work. They force incompletions on 1st and 2nd down, bring up 3rd and 10. That brings up the big question. Do they bring pressure, or do they play coverage on this down?
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
This will be caught. Judy. And he is going to have a Panthers first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
And time to give some credit to the big fellas, the offensive line here, because you've got to have good protection on crossing routes, because you've got to give your receiver time to work all the way across the field. That time, be able to scan the field, spot his receiver moving left to right, and make a good, accurate throw. Thank you, guys.
And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off at the 35. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Falcon defense has a touchdown. Gonzalez to add the PAT. And the lead now to 3 touchdowns at 21 points.
Makes the score Falcons 42, Panthers 21.
So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And there will not be a return here. It's a touchback, and it'll come out to the 25-yard line. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And they gave up the pick six, and now they'll be looking to right the ship here. Now, as a quarterback, are you a little more cautious this go-around?
You should be, just because after what you gave up, but you can't be so cautious as to just really take things in, and now you're not going to play loose enough to give your team a chance to score. But you still have to be careful, because those defensive guys, I know the reputation defense guys can't catch. All evidence to the contrary on that last possession, though.
Williams brings it in, and he is out of bounds inside the 35. A big connection on that one. 30 yards. So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. Off the play fake. Richmond. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Picked off at the 22. And he'll get this back to the 32-yard line. So that time the pressure got home just as he was releasing the football and caused the pick.
And what it did was it disrupted that fragile balance of the mechanics of throwing the football. You know, from the footwork to being able to actually throw it downfield. If one piece of that puzzle gets disrupted, it affects the entire chance of success.
And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
Well, they've certainly been successful throwing it around in this game, and that's allowed them to move the ball on offense. But I've got to tell you, to watch them run the football and successfully, I'm not taking sides, but to see the ball in a running back's hands, oh, that's football for me.
And they're well past midfield, just a yard or two shy of the 40.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football. Sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
On 1st down, he'll drop to throw. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on 2nd down.
Now, you and I, partner, we got the plum assignment this week. An unbeaten team against a one-loss team. Really not much separating these two entering play here today.
Not much at all, and I think for both coaches, they've looked at their team and said, guys, you got to know what you're getting into in this one, and you better be ready to go because you get to answer the big question of the day. Are we as good as we think we are? We're about to find out.
54 yards now on the ground on just 7 carries.
They're making it look easy out there. Another 1st down. So far on this drive, let me do this little bit of math here. 4 plays, 3 1st downs.
That's a pretty good recipe for success. Back to throw now on 1st down. It's caught. It's Stewart. Touchdown! 23 yards for the touchdown.
And the Falcons get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead.
Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT. And that'll increase their lead to 28.
Panthers 21. Gonzalez set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away.
And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And there are parts of their last drive they'd like to emulate. And, of course, they'd like to forget the ending, the interception. But they did put together, Charles, a nice sustained drive to get him down the field.
Yeah, and unfortunately for them, the only thing that matters is part 2, right? Because once they threw the interception and finished off the drive, That does them no good to go back and say, well, you know, we had a good one going. Finish things off. That's the only way you can get it done.
Here's a 2nd and 2 now from the 33. Looking to throw. Richmond. Flush to his right. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
Well, we've talked about it, CD, but it bears repeating. They are struggling to throw the football. All the interceptions and more incompletions. It just doesn't look like things are in sync out there.
I would agree with that, and it's not a good day when you feel like an incomplete pass is almost a win for you because it wasn't intercepted. And I think the receivers now, when they're running their routes, they want to catch the ball, but they also want to make sure that the defenders don't take it away.
And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And he'll take this across midfield and inside the 45. And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
55, right there in the middle, 55.
They'll come out throwing here on 1st down. That is caught by Stewart. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or 2 shy of the 10. A big play that time through the air. 31 yards.
55, Mark, 55.
Now on 1st down, he'll drop to throw it. Being chased out left. And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. He'll get 8 on the scramble there. It'll be 2nd and a couple. One quarter remains here as we wrap up the week on a Monday night. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports. Quick hitter here, it's complete. Touchdown, Falcons. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season.
And the Falcons add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious? And now here is another interception.
Picked off by Asante Samuel Jr.
And this one will be brought back to the 22. The utter domination here just continues. This defense, I don't know what more we can say all around about their performance.
Well, it certainly feels in this game like maybe they're facing a Canadian defense. 12 guys on the field. It feels like there's an extra on every snap because they have really struggled to make headway through the air.
And he's going to get this one down inside the 15.
63 yards rushing for him now in the ball game.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he goes backwards on this one, losing yardage to the 7. It's a loss of a yard there, and it's 2nd down.
I just wonder if before that last play, if someone on the defense stepped in the huddle and said, we've been run over, run around, run through all game long. Can we come up with one stop right here? And on that play, they did.
Here's a 2nd and 7. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. 5 yards that time on the completion, and now it's 3rd and goal.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running...
And he will take it in for a Falcon touchdown. A great effort there. With touchdown number 20 on the year. And the Falcons are poised to move to 8-0 as they extend their lead even further. Gonzalez able to tack on the PAT, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down. Back to throw. Richmond. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
The Panthers on 3rd down. They've been good. 3 for 4 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. Operating from the gun. Richmond. He'll get that complete to his tight end, Komet. And he is going to have a Panthers first down. They needed 5 there on 3rd down. He winds up getting 7. So signs of life in what's been a dormant offense in this second half. Here's 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Richmond. And that is incomplete. Oh, the coverage a little too good there. And it's 2nd down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived. And I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
Now a man open down the middle of the field. And that's going to be good for another first down as the tackle's made at the Falcons' 38-yard line.
Well, this game was decided a while ago, and that completion there is going to artificially inflate his passing numbers. So right now, the only one really applauding probably his agent as he thinks about angling for a new contract.
On 1st down, Wooten. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. Back to throw. Richmond. And that'll fall incomplete. He was hit just as he let that go. And now it's 3rd down. He had to absorb another little bump there from the defense. Another incomplete pass. We've seen a lot of that tonight.
They've come after him all night long. Nothing but pressure in his face. He's trying to stand up there and make throws. It's hard enough to do when the pocket is clear. When you got all those people in front of you, almost impossible to have a good completion percentage.
And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late. But he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Extra point safely through as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. About set to begin their next drive, the Falcons offense at the line. And this team continues to stake its claim as Super Bowl favorites. They are now eyeing an 8th straight win as they begin this drive here in the 4th quarter. Now a throw right side taken in here to start this drive. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Gonzalez now to have the extra point. Now this one was over a while ago as they just add on to their big lead. Now after the touchdown, here's Gonzalez on to kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They've got a 1st and 10 as they search for a late score. Pressure brought in, and the Falcons get there for the sack. It'll be a loss of 10, and it'll bring up 2nd. Looking to throw. Richmond. Looking for Bateman. He's got him complete. They'll wind up getting 10 back as that sets them up for 3rd down. Back to throw. Richmond. Oh, this will be incomplete. The rush gets home just as he was letting that go. That could have been worse. Instead, it's 4th down. At this point, down big, you'd have to imagine this defense, they're just going to sit back, blanket the field as best they can.
Yeah, this is actually the easy part of the game for them because, just as you noted, they can sit back, keep everything in front of them. But they've blanketed the field the entire game using a variety of coverages.
Now the Falcons going to use one of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next. All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive. That is caught, Rashad Bateman. And finally out of bounds just inside the 10. It's a big play there on 4th and 10. So on 4th down, a big-time completion. And the defense, they've got to be shaking their heads right now.
Not only shaking their heads, but understand that they committed one of those cardinal sins that they say they can't do at any time. They committed an eye violation, had their eyes in one place, and allowed the deep ball behind them.
And it's been like this all night long. Nowhere to run as they stop him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
There's no question that coming into this game, this defense was pretty vocal about its desire to take this running back out of his game, and all that pregame whooping has turned into...
And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
Extra point splits the uprights as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. So it would no doubt be a miracle comeback from here, but let's see what they can do starting with the onside kick. And a good job here by the Falcons. Their hands team able to recover it. Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
That one looks like he'll throw here. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And this is caught inside the 5. The Falcons going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just 1 remaining in this 4th quarter of play. Well, they probably don't need to run a play here, but you wonder if they're going to be able to resist on 1st and goal. They'll set up a throw. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown.
Well, business as usual for them. Well on their way to another victory. Riding a serious wave of momentum from what we've seen. And so far, they haven't met their match. So if you're going to play this team in the future, your mission is clear. You better be ready to play and match their firepower.
Gonzalez good on the extra point, and that will extend this big lead. And it looks like the Panthers hands team does its job. And he's able to take it across midfield before going out of bounds. Well, they were a little too excited to get the football, touched it before it went 10 yards.
And that's so difficult, isn't it? Because sometimes it can just take a bad hop and veer into your lane or into your body. In this case, though, they touched it before 10. Illegal touching is the call.
On first down, Richmond. Throwing for his running back, and he's got him complete. And he is out of bounds inside the 30.
Well, this game is certainly pretty well over. They go ahead and mark it in the win column. But as a defense, they don't want to get so soft now that everybody just throws the ball all over the place against them, gets big yardage, and puts points on the board. They have pride, too, on that side of the ball.
Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. Now the Panthers going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 12 seconds to go in the football game.
So they keep the ball, but work to do on second and long.
Single. Watch number 3. Number 12. I got you.
Looking to throw. Richmond. And my goodness, another interception.
Picked off by Grant Delpit. And the Falcons are going to get the football back at their own 17.
Well, partner, I got to tell you, I'm trying to think of something positive to say for this offense, but I'd have to be a spin doctor for that one. This has been a tough performance to watch.
And I think it's hard at this point to actually identify what's really gone wrong. I guess the catch-all is everything. Doesn't sound like real sharp analysis, but I don't have much else for you.
And the scoreboard just lopsided, and it's been ugly from the get-go. He's got a first down past the 30, and he's going to get this to the 40-yard line. Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feel like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offense